Moving into our next speaker, guys. So we talked about compliance, right? We talked about second round interviews. Now we're going to talk about training someone that you've now hired on. And we've got another special guest that's here from southern, well, actually not the SoCal region, he's from the Vegas office. Our buddy Eddie, he was invited to speak on our, actually the regular call that Mike T runs on Thursday. And recently Eddie's just really been on fire. I know some of you guys in this area, you come from Eddie's organization, you may have been promoted from his office, or maybe you're a part of one of the offices he's promoted in the area, but you know, Eddie, I think you're sitting at about 5-6 outside deals right now. He's at a point in the business where, again, he's really on fire, and he's very engaged. You know, I talk to a lot of guys in the business, and you know, when I talk to Eddie, I can just tell that he gets it. Even though he's got a lot to learn still in this business, I can tell that he's very hungry for the opportunity. And not only is he hungry for it, he's doing the job, and he's doing it with compliance. I mean, the Vegas office is constantly #1 on the bulletin week in and week out. So obviously people are being trained properly. He's going to come up here to talk to you guys about training and the training processes. So let's give it up for Eddie Rodriguez.
Excited. First and foremost, it's definitely a privilege to be here. You know, I started out, you know, like everybody here in the business. I came to these meetings just like you guys, and have been fortunate enough to grow in this business. And you know, they talk about some of the accomplishments that I've achieved or whatnot. And ultimately, the reason why I've hit my goals is just by helping other people hit their goals. And the topic that I'm going to talk about today is training. At the top of the outline, if you guys could just write training processes and procedures. You know, it's called retraining. We've called it that for a while, but that's more the focus of what we're looking to you know, relay or whatnot. I get called all the time. You know, people are constantly calling me, you know, asking me, you know, what have you done in your business or in your career with this business to, you know, achieve this at the level of success that you have. And ultimately, you know, it all boils down to just being able to duplicate yourself. You know, and if you know, some of you guys that, you know, are just starting the business, other people who have been, you know, their leaders or whatnot. But at the end of the day, the way to get out of the field is being able to duplicate yourself and, you know, just you know, show somebody else how to do what you do or whatnot. That's the secret sauce. Everything in this business is duplication. You know, I was a top salesperson in my office, so you know, I did a number of sales. That was easy for me. But I realized early on that no matter how good I was at sales or how many apps I could write, you know, I wasn't capable of writing, you know, beating top offices. Or there was only so much that I could do, or only so many stores that I could staff. So you know, I realized that, you know, I need to learn how to duplicate myself. So a couple of things that you want to look at is like, you know, do you relate to or what type of people do you attract to the business? So once you get the people on board, you've done the second round, you got them, you know, on your team or whatnot. What's after that? So I'm just going to go over a couple key points, things that, you know, you want to focus on when, you know, you're in the when you're training or whatnot. The first thing is mentality. There's two different types of training. There's technical training, which is like how to do it side by side. You know, sell direct TV, which is fine, it's part of what we do. And then there's mentality training. You know, so a lot of times when you take somebody out, you know, especially if you're really good or you've gone out and you've done well in the sales aspect of it, you want to go out and teach somebody how to, you know, sell direct TV. It's very important that you focus on the mentality early on. And when I talk about mentality, there's a couple different aspects of it. You know, the first is, you know, it's a privilege to be in the store. It's not right. You know, we're nice to have, not a need to have. You know, all the brands that we work with, Best Buy, Sam's Club, Walmart, Fry's, Costco, you know, they're going to be those brands with or without us. So just understand that. But ultimately, like, just talk about, you know, the opportunity, what's it going to take to make it in this business. You know, talk about the end result, the why behind what we do. You know, why do we, you know, engage the customers? Why is the formal marketing that we do inside Costco, why is it effective or whatnot? Set the expectations. You know, when I take a guy out on the first day, you know, I'm setting expectations for him, letting him know what's going to be expected. You know, some of you guys work inside Costco, some of you guys work inside Best Buy, Fry or Costco or Sam's Club or whatnot, but ultimately it's all the same. You you know, the analogy that I put, I come from both ends of the spectrum. I've been in Best Buy, I've been in Sam's Club, and now I'm in Costco. So if I'm going into a Best Buy, I'm telling the guys, like, I'm letting them know, hey, this is what's going to happen today. You know, there's two different times, there's two different things that we do. We either hunt or we fish. If we're inside of a Best Buy, we're going to hunt. Give you a spear and go out and eat what you kill. You got to go out and you know, get it. If you're in Costco, it's a little bit different. You know, you're going to be standing at the kiosk and you're fishing. You're going to put your line of water, just kind of sit there and just let people, you know, kind of get people to come to you or whatnot. So, you know, you set the expectations. I preemptive strike them. So I let them know there's 3 reasons of why you're not going to, why you wouldn't produce in the stores. Okay? And I hold them down. I say the first reason is we're not training you correctly. Okay? And I know that we have a pretty streamlined system here. We're one of the top offices in the nation. So, you know, if there's anything that you see that we could do better as far as training, you know, by all means, let me know or whatnot. 2, we're training you, and you're not going out there and you're not applying our training. So we're telling you what to do, but you're actually not going out there and doing it. Or 3, you're just not working. You know, so one of those 3 things. So what it does for the new hire is, hey, they know that, you know, it's not the store, it's not, you know, demographics or the location of the kiosk or whatnot. It's me. I'm the ultimate reason why I will or will not produce. So to make sure you preemptive strike for your guys. Know your retrain. So when you're taking a guy out, you know, build a relationship. People they don't care how much you know until you show them how much you care. You should know something about your retrain. So when you're taking guys out, like you know, Dwayne was talking about, or I think Zach mentioned or whatnot, you know, if somebody's a football fan, or you know, they like cars or just whatever it may be, you know, talk to them about it. You know, get to know your retrainer or whatnot. Find out what makes them tick. Find out what are some of their hobbies. What excites them. You know, what's their driving force? Lead by example. You know, do as I do, not as I say. You know, a lot of times you want to go out there and tell a guy, like, this is how you have to do it, but you won't show them how to do it. And, like, you know, people see that. You know, so, like, if you're setting expectations for the guys, make sure you're holding yourself to the same standard. You know, if you know, going out there and you're showing them exactly, you know, what's expected, and you're doing it by, you know, by action, not by, you know, by talking. Have patience, you know, with your guys. You know, if they're not learning how you're teaching them, teach them how they learn. Some people are, you know, they need to be pulled. Some people need to push. You need to be able to recognize what type of, how am I going to learn? If I ask you guys right now, okay, how do you spell, you know, crazy word? I can't think of one right now, but just a crazy word. I'm not, or whatever. Some of you guys are going to write it down. You're like, okay, I could write it down, and that's how I'm going to spell it out. Some of you guys are going to do a little, you know, in the air. Some of you guys are going to do the clap. You're like, all right, yeah, you know. People learn, you know, people learn differently or whatnot. So be able to recognize, okay, how am I going to be able? The idea is you need to relay the information to this person, and they have to understand it. So don't get frustrated with your new hire. Your job, your responsibility, no matter how good you are, is to be able to duplicate yourself. And so your sole objective is to get them to retain the information. Zach talked about the 80%, 20, 100%.